But we will not be silenced. Please join us in our march as we say that we will fight the racist Immigration Act. There are some that say because of the EU referendum result that we should not be marching against the racist Immigration Act in Newcastle today. But we know that just yesterday there were big successful protests in Glasgow and Edinburgh to defend migrant rights. We know that today we will march in Newcastle against the Immigration Act.
Deportation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
So the Immigration and Asylum Justice Forum organised the march today, and it's a forum that is made up of different groups and individuals who want to come together to take action on different aspects of racism.
Freedom for refugees!
Justice for immigrants!
Freedom for refugees!
So we come together, discuss what the issues are, and then we decide what we want to campaign on. So in the recent period, we decided we wanted to campaign against the Racist Immigration Act.
Refugees for that. Well, we do not buy into these racist lies.
It builds on powers that were brought in by the government in 2014.
Justice for immigrants!
Freedom for refugees!
Basically to use migrants as a cheap source of labour and then deport them when they're no longer needed. In the government's own words, they want to create a hostile environment for migrants to make it easier to do this. I think most people know that the Tories are racist and anti-working class. Often will look to the Labour Party as some kind of alternative to that. But when Labour was last in government, they brought in more immigration legislation than any other administration before or since. When Labour came into power, there was one dedicated immigration prison, and when they left office, there was 12. We know that the Labour Party are no alternative, and so we feel that we need to take our message to the streets, to get organised in the communities ourselves.
And if you have discussed with that person and they still say, yeah, I'm not racist, but these migrants should not be coming here to steal our jobs. I'm not racist, but these migrants should not have access to healthcare.
Yeah, well, we're using the protest today, hopefully as a platform to springboard further action.
So if someone says, I'm not racist, but you say, shut up, shut up. Let's try it.
So there's different groups from all over the country that came to support the march. So it was called by the Immigration and Asylum Justice Forum in Newcastle. It was supported by Fight Racism, Fight Imperialism in Newcastle. There's groups that came from Scotland, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dundee. In Manchester there was Migrant Solidarity came. From Sheffield, SIMA came to support us.
I'm not racist, but
Shut up! Shut up!
I'm not racist, but
Shut up! Shut up!
damn it, I'm not racist, but
Shut up! Shut up!
So yeah, we hope that by bringing all these groups together who want to take action on these issues, we can coordinate some action nationally in our local areas and really start to build up the pressure against the Immigration Act. I'm not shocked by the EU referendum. With the government and the media, they've been like nurturing this kind of reactionary racist sentiment within the working class within Britain for quite a long time.
justice for immigrants!
Freedom for refugees!
Justice for immigrants!
Freedom for refugees!
All this anti-immigration racism targeting Muslim people, saying things about how we need to take our borders back and stuff like that. So I'm not really shocked that it's happened. Like they've built it up to happen like this.
We have courage, we are competent, we are organised, and we are fighting back.
Myself and Fight Racism, Fight Imperialism, our position was to boycott the referendum because we didn't see any side as better. What Britain has been able to do as part of Europe in terms of tightening Europe's borders, like Britain has put a lot of money and effort into doing that. So Europe has the deadliest borders on the planet. 4,000 people died trying to get into Europe last year.
Immigration control, we are opposed to Britain's wars overseas. Justice for immigrants.
Freedom for refugees.
So I think the EU referendum will affect what we're trying to achieve. It has given more voice to racists and reactionary elements in the working class, probably giving them a bit more confidence. But at the same time, I think it's going to push more people to the left and make people more active. So people who have these politics of anti-racism but haven't felt they had to do anything about it yet, I think they're going to be actually forced to move and put their money where their mouth is. Racism is a massive problem in British society. Some people think it's gone away, that Britain isn't a big power in the world anymore, but British imperialism very much still exists. It is occupying countries, it is going to war against countries, completely impoverishing countries. And the reflection of what Britain does overseas is racism within Britain.
Go home, your bums, go home! Go home, your bums, go home, your bums, go home, your bums. The only people that are keeping in jobs are tattoo artists. Look at the state of them. Who the what, huh? Oh yeah, the bums are standing over there. The ones who are Nazis. The filth, the dregs. They are bums. Bums. They're dregs of society. Racist scum. Racist scum.
Britain has to use racism to justify what it's doing in Syria, in Libya. And when migrants and asylum seekers come to Britain, then they're facing the brunt of it. Black people in Britain, more than 4 times likely to be stopped by the police than if you're white. Racism is still a massive issue.
Whose streets? Whose streets?
Our streets!
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 Whose streets? The Jews!
Fight for your country!
Yes!
Don't bother coming here because you don't welcome refugees! Don't fight for your country, you cowardly men! You should be shot! Should be pulled against the wall and shot for desertion! They're nothing but cowards and traitors to their country! We don't need traitors! We've got enough of our own!
Boring! 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 Boring!
Fuck racism! Refugees are welcome here today. That is our message and nothing else.
Look at everyone joining us on this side. They're not going to stand with you. They're not going to stand with racism. They're not going to stand with hatred. These people kill Joe Cox. These are the type of people that do that. These are nothing but terrorists. Terrorists off our street. Nazi scum! Nazi scum! Nazi scum! Nazi scum! Nazi scum! Every single weekend we will be here continuous. They will never get the monument back from us because we are black, white, Asian, Jew. No matter where you come from or who you are, you're welcome on our demonstration. Then we'll take the people who are responsible for Joe Cox. They're terrorists and they are scum. And we say, EDA!
We will not allow the government to say that migrants should not have access to healthcare, should not have access to housing. The racist immigrants do make it to Britain, then they are faced with all of these racist immigration controls. So now the new Racist Immigration Act means
If your asylum case gets denied, you will be deported before you have the chance to appeal it. They say that you have to appeal from the country you get deported to. That is almost impossible.
They're gonna drag themselves back to their sewers, whatever. We don't need the National Front. We trade them all. The refugees and migrants. Decent people who want to work, who got decent families, not like these Nazi scum.
But we want people to understand that this Immigration Act is going to continue and it's going to intensify.
All 20 of you need to get back to the pub, drink lots of beer and piss the bed, because that's what we do every weekend. Go home.
I mean, the message that we came here to say is that, well, refugees are welcome in here, in this country, and, you know, we're not a racist country.
Cheerio, 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 cheerio.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Our government may be passing laws and bringing in legislation that is racist, but that does not represent our views. Unfortunately, I guess, you know, what these things sometimes turn into, and has today, is a bit of a male ego trip, and a lot of name calling on both sides, which detracts from the message. So I think, you know, what we need to remember is that the message is for people, and it doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from. We need to make everybody feel welcome, and I don't think it helps that message to start naming them on either side.
We are here today to march against the racist Immigration Act.
I think the most likely reaction to this is that people will have gained some information and some knowledge that they previously didn't know.
Excuse me!
And I think it's a bit of a show of strength as well, especially after the EU referendum.
Justice for immigrants!
But today we were out on the streets, we were confident, we had courage, we had the numbers. I think that's going to boost people's morale.
They weren't welcome. They breathed on the monument and they have just got back to their gutter. Well done, everybody. Support Newcastle Unite. Support Unite against fascism. Let's keep up the fight.
My message to the people will be that if we stand together, then we are stronger.
We're the only way home now. Stop the drugs.
We are under attack from the same enemy of British imperialism. We are cutting at home. We are going to war abroad and using racism to try and divide us and fight with other crumbs. We're saying we don't want the crumbs. We want to organise our society to meet people's needs. There's no need for racism or war in order to provide healthcare for everybody. So our demand is simple: for decent housing, jobs and healthcare for all.
Counting change, these spots on track for you late. I can feel this moment slip away. Distant hound, I can feel a shiver running down. I can feel this moment take the crowd.